Hey folks, I'm Sean McCormick and welcome to the Lightroom Blog channel. This is a bonus video about using the Feiyutech a1000 gimbal with the Fuji X-T2. Folks, you might remember a few weeks ago I did a setup video for the a1000 gimbal, so that way you can do stabilized video with the X-T2. Now, it didn't support the X-T2 and I found that out after I bought it. But since then they've started to support other cameras like the Panasonic and the Canons. Now the smaller Canons use a 2.5 remote, and that just happens to be the same as what the Fuji is using, but not necessarily wired the same. Although the Fuji, or my old Canon remote actually works with the Fuji X-T2. I did wire up a radio trigger for a remote, and I had to do a bit of funny wiring. But once I knew that it could be used with other cameras, and my suspicion was that the 3.5 connection on the actual gimbal, where are we now? Here. Once that I knew that connected to the input for actual triggering, I knew I could potentially make a cable. So let's see what that cable looks like in action. Okay, so here we have the Feiyutech setup, and I've got the cable there. I'm recording this from the iPhone, which is kind of on an overhead stand that pulls down, so it's not 100%, but at least it's a little bit more stable. So it's on at the moment. So if we look here, we see there's no LED on the edge here, and there's no red flashing beside the screen, so that's just the display going off there from my thumb. So I'm going to come down right here. Oh, dropping the phone out, that's not what I want to do. So hopefully I'll be able to get my thumb in as well. I'm pressing start here. Okay, and we can now see we have the red indicator here that it's recording, and we have the LED on here to show that the buffer is being used. So I'm just going to press it again. You can now see it says storing and the LED has gone off. So that means that I am actively controlling the camera from the actual gimbal itself. Something that they said couldn't be done, and I've managed to get it working. So what did I do to make the cable? Well, so I know it's a 2.5 on the X-T2 end and a 3.5 on the gimbal end. So I just snipped a 2.5 to 2.5mm stereo cable that I had, and I put a 3.5 on it. Now I just wired it directly, and so when I snipped, what I did was I used a multimeter to check which cable was attached to which port, and then I just matched them on this first. That was as a trial, but I was fairly sure it wouldn't work because of something I had to do before, and that was to swap the ring and the tip for the radio remote. So that's exactly what I did. So on this cable here, the sleeve goes to the sleeve, the ring on this goes to the tip on this, and then the ring on this goes to the sleeve on this, or not the sleeve but the ring. So tip to ring. That's right, tip to ring on either one, so it's a swap over. And it works. It's fairly straightforward to solder as well if you know how to solder. So if you buy a standard cable, the standard cable won't work, so you'll need to snip it and swap it. You could literally cut it in half, strip the cables, and then just screw them together with your hand and take them up if you don't know how to solder, and that would work for a 3.5 to 2.5 cable. So I'm delighted to have this working. It means that I can do video remotely controlled from the gimbal, so I get better use of the gimbal itself. And like I said, I got it on Black Friday for €400, so it was a good price for me to get that. So folks, I hope you found that useful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course hit the notification bell if you want to get notified of future videos. I will of course see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching.